What does it really mean to be perfect? To do things perfectly? To be a perfectionist? For me, perfectionism is best described as a constant striving, the sense that you or the circumstances in your life are unacceptable as they are. This also goes far beyond a healthy desire for excellence or improvement. The chance to do more and be more consumed me, and ultimately, the chance to become the living, breathing, endlessly disciplined and carefully retouching image of my actual self was just too tantalizing. It seemed to offer me the ability to control the circumstances as well as the people around me, shaping them all and living life according to my own terms and conditions. What I realize now is this: I long to be admired by all, yet truly seen and known by none. For me, perfectionism became a way to mask all those lessons that I learned or thought that I did learn. Growing up, I always felt different. Although one of my ultimate paths in life is to be humbled by the journey, because I know that growth comes from encountering blocks and boundaries. It hasn't been easy for me. From an early age, I knew what it felt to not be good enough. Or I believed that there was something inherently wrong with me, which set me apart and made me feel different and deficient. To be on par with others, I may have felt that I needed to compensate and prove myself worthy, because at that time I did not feel that I was worthy. As a kid, there might have been moments of pressure to get serious and act more grown up and responsible. Today, this pattern can make me feel old even though I am young. Eventually, this process has helped me. It has helped me find my authentic self, my creative expression and freedom. But how? The road is often inflexible, and it can feel like there's continuous resistance when I try to break free. I often feel trapped instead. This lingering sense of being less than others may also dominate your life. Do you recognize yourself in what I'm speaking of? Bringing on anxiety and depression and shutting down your creative impulses and free-spirited instincts. Over time, you may have learned to anticipate the consequences of your actions and stay within set boundaries. There's a heaviness that burdens you, possibly making you feel blocked from communicating freely and expressing yourself in the way you want. You likely feel criticized and judged by others, and most of all, yourself, becoming your own worst critic. You're curious and you want to follow your interests, which are varied, but there is also a feeling you should be more practical and narrow your focus. You may feel a pressure to stop being all over the place, pick one interest, and commit. You might doubt your intelligence and think you need to work excessively hard to compensate. But even when you have all the answers, it never feels like it's enough. There's often the sense that you should know more and be better. Your mind can be relentless. Often it's very hard to turn it off. Or you may react to this energy by rebelling against authority, striving to prove you won't be bound by any rules. You don't like being told what to do, and freedom is important to you. So you go out of your way to break convention, to set yourself free, to break free, to let loose, to be. But when you're unfiltered or follow your impulses, there are often limits. You can't just break the rules and get away with it. This energy boxes you in, like you're being forced to obey the regulations, play it safe and more stable. You may have felt this way for years, but could never put a finger on it or understand why it was happening. Or perhaps you've worked through a lot of these blocks already. This energy can feel stronger when you are younger. While it's hard to see, there is an advantage to this dynamic. It gives you drive and discipline and the capacity to work hard. Without this influence, it would be difficult to achieve on the level at which you're capable of. It reigns in what could be hyperactive and distracted energy, forcing you to put toward more grounded aims that manifest actual results. But there is a fine line between this energy helping you channel your gifts in a productive, balanced way and it crushing your will. In response to this pattern, you may feel unable to ask for what you want or fully enjoy yourself because you don't feel you deserve it. Although you're able to be incredibly social and a great conversationalist, it might feel exhausting. You could find yourself either avoiding interactions or being unable to enjoy yourself in even the most exciting situations. You may hold a parent or authority figure responsible for your insecurity, believing their judgment is what keeps you down and their validation is your path to happiness. You might think that if you prove yourself in their eyes and get them to say you're special or good enough, you'll be released from your struggle. You think if you just keep going, do everything right, and get to a certain place in life, you'll receive some reward and finally be relieved of this burden. You could spend your whole life striving for something that's unattainable, because when you get there, it doesn't change anything. This is the most painful part of the process, discovering that even when you're about to achieve your lofty goals, they won't release you from this prison. They aren't enough. Why are they not enough? Nothing external will deliver the self-love you're looking for. Only you can give that to yourself. There is no finish line or ultimate destination. There's only you and the way you choose to respond to this dynamic in your life. But it isn't personal. You're not flawed and you haven't done anything wrong. Rather than see this pattern as punishment, think of it as a process that you need for your personal growth. While exhausting and frustrating, the intention of this energy is to force you to break through and love yourself unconditionally. You're learning to cultivate a sense of self-worth that doesn't rely on outside validation. There's no logical connection between merit and reward. It doesn't matter how good you are because perfection isn't enough. The sooner you can let go of this concept, the easier it will be to deal with this energy, and the less you'll be affected by it. If you believe the judgments of others and react from that place, you're giving your power away. Self-consciousness and doubt only continue for as long as you accept them. If criticism does exist from friends, family, your culture, see it as an opportunity to empower yourself by rejecting the negativity. Make friends with your critical side and the voices in your head so you can quiet them. Forgive yourself and accept the person you are, not the person you one day might be.